7 days ago. We'll go here. Donald Trump is a bigger name than John F. Kennedy in the White House. I mean, when you say a bigger name, is a bigger name as far as what though? Like publicity stunts? Like JFK did more than whatever Trump has done. I mean, when you say like a big name, he's only a big name because of all the fuck ups he's done. No one's looking at Trump like, man, Trump's done something good. You know what I mean? When you think about it, unless you're a blind follower, because we already disproved that the stock market is up 40% from when it was with him. He's walking into, again, just like after Obama's economy, Trump walked into it and took all the claim for it, just like he's walking into what Biden and fixed now. So when Trump went to New York Stock Exchange, did y'all see that? Crazy. He was in there. The Dow was down 200 points. I thought Donnie drops. I thought he drove it through the roof. Why would he show up there to ring the bell and go down 200 points? Dang, Donnie, I thought you was the money magnet. I thought you was the money magnet. Bitcoin at 107,000. Oh, wait, Donald ain't the president. Biden is. So everything y'all been telling me is a lie? Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. All right. New York Attorney General refuses to drop $486 million judgment against Donald J. A lawyer for the president-elect had urged Letitia James' office to completely dismiss his civil fraud case against Donald and his company. But guess what? They told him no.
Counsel Jack Smith filed motions to drop all 44 federal criminal counts in those cases. Justice Department's position that a sitting president charged. And now Trump's lawyer is demanding that New York Attorney General...
See, they had to drop all the federal stuff. One, because they're all about to get fired anyway. So Jack Smith, everyone, they're going to step down because they don't want to be fired. But you see the state of New York. The state of New York isn't like any other state. When you go to the state of New York, they don't play around, whether it's the feds or the actual state. Now, of course, the feds, Donald has the immunity on that side. But the state of New York, they said, no. There's 34 felonies, they stay in. That $486 million, when you've been inflating and deflating taxes and lying, we going to get that money. We not dismissing nothing. We getting that money. You already been found liable for it. So that's why you see these lawyers are still like, no, let's dismiss it because no. See, down here in Mississippi, we ain't got no gun line. Up there in the state of New York, they want that $500 million and they gonna get that $500 million. So Elon Musk, you have to come up with $500 million to give to old Donnie because New York ain't playing with y'all. New York is keeping their foot on the gas. That $486 million is paused right now. But you keep bullshitting, it's going to continue to go up. We're going to be looking at 700 million, $1 billion. Keep playing. They're going to get that money. They already told you can't do no business in New York. So everything you got up there right there, it don't even matter. It's just sitting up there. Y'all remember how many buildings were taking the Trump name off of shit? No one's trying to do business with this guy. Now you got like Amazon and Facebook donating $1 million is because, for them, they're in the good graces and they got a huge, they got a huge market share. They the top dogs within their respective fields. So for them, they're like, we'll give $1 million. They just trying to play it cool because billionaires are going to help out because, they're going to get all the tax breaks and everything that they want. So they want to look good. But see, the state of New York, these just regular folk working here, just honest, hey, just mid-level people. We want our money, Donald. You've been bullshitting too long. We want that $400 million.
Drop her case against Trump too. Attorney General James successfully prosecuted Trump for civil fraud. In February, a judge found him liable for manipulating his net worth to defraud banks and insurers. He now owes the state of New York more than $450 million in damages. That judgment is currently being appealed. But in a letter to Attorney General James, Trump's lawyer argues, quote, President Trump has called for our nation's partisan strife to end and for the contending factions to join forces for the greater good of the country.
Now when it's him having to pay $500 million, he's like, listen, We're trying to bring the country together. Wait a minute, Donnie. I thought you said you was part in the January 6th mother effers. What do you mean bringing the country together? Weren't they the ones trying to tear the country apart? No. You had to pay that $500 million. Remember, Donna, you told us you were worth $7 billion. $500 million ain't nothing to you. Why are you over here? I thought all you did was win, Donald. Why are you over here writing this and complaining? Just pay the money, man. It's nothing. It's nothing, Donald. But see, unlike your employees that you don't pay, the landscapers that you weren't paying, the contractors that you weren't paying, you're going to pay the state of New York. You're going to pay the state of New York. You might not get no jail time. You're going to have 34 felonies. You might not get probation time, but you're going to pay that $500 million. They're going to be on your ass. You're going to be crying about it. You're going to have to, well, you're the president. Once you become the president, you are no longer authorized to sell any merchandise. You already got sued to stop making them damn guitars that you ripped off. Them glasses that you got with the bullet in, can't sell those no more. Yeah. Them shoes, you ain't going to be able to sell those no more. Oh, all your business in New York, you already can't do business up there. Where you going to get this money from, Donnie? We already know you were having a problem with your lawyer fees while you selling everything. What you going to do, Donnie? You can't raise it. Oh, that's right. Your son did get $1 billion from the Saudis. Oh, yeah, they did get that. But you think he still got $500 million just sitting around liquid from that deal back in 2018? I don't think he got 500 just laying around, let alone to give to you on your tax fraud. Damn, it's getting ugly out here. They begging, ain't they? Please, we trying to bring unity together. Wait a minute, Donnie. I thought you had $7 billion. I thought you was the richest man to ever walk this earth. You told me that. That's what you told me. You told me you rich. Why are we having a problem paying this? Pay this money and go on about your way, Presidente.
Country. This call for unity extends to the legal onslaught against him and his family that permeated the most recent election cycle. Joining me now is Christy Greenberg, former federal prosecutor who served for over a decade in the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. Christy, good to see you. Thank you for being here for the good of the country.
Thank you.
What do you make of that?
I mean, it's so absurd, right? I mean, the idea that, this whole letter, it's 4 pages and it's a history lesson. He's citing Abraham Lincoln and the Thanksgiving Proclamation and George Washington, all about this call for unity, when all Donald Trump has called for is a call for retribution against the people who investigated him, against the prosecutors who prosecuted his cases. He's called the Democrats the enemy from within. And then this very lawyer who drafted this letter is the one who got up before the Supreme Court and said Donald Trump has the power to order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate his political rivals. Like this is not about a call for unity. I mean, it is laughable. This is not a serious legal argument. Nothing in here is a serious legal argument. It's more political rhetoric that's really, as Judge Chutkan has said about Trump's lawyers, unbefitting of experienced defense counsel.
And yet it's coming on the heels of these other cases being dropped. So what makes this case different?
Well, one way in which this case is different is this is a civil fraud case. This is not a criminal case. And this is not a federal DOJ where they dismissed their cases or moved to dismiss their cases because there was DOJ policy to do that. Here you have a civil case where there is Supreme Court law that's very clear in Clinton v. Jones, and it was actually upheld even in this most recent immunity decision that says if you're talking about unofficial acts that happened before the president was the president.
Might not get jail time out of him, but all these acts happened before he became president. And this is a civil case, not criminal. You had to come up off that money, brother. You had to come up off that money, brother. Oh, man. I wonder what New York going to do with that money. Maybe do a little bit on the infrastructure because he's going to try to cut off federal funding for New York. And, well, we're not going to give y'all no money since you got this hanging up over our head. Well, this ain't going to do nothing but go through the roof, and they ain't going to do nothing but start seizing assets at that time. See, this is a civil case. There's nothing the feds can do for you in this situation. It's either you pay that money or they legally take your shit. So the states can fight back. The states can fight back. Of course, we know federally it's going to be tough to do anything unless some of those Republicans come along in the House and in the Senate and they like, man, he's fucking up too badly. And they vote against him, which I can see them turning within this first 2 years. They're going to be 100% in. But those last 2 years, once they see that he's about to get out, you're going to start to see a lot of these Republicans start to shape up and try to get on the good side. They're going to be like how Mayor Adams is in New York. We still got to get back on your case. Matter of fact, I think his lawyer, she hit me up and was asking, did we want to move forward? I didn't know if y'all were still interested in it or not, but we can definitely bring her on here because she emailed what she messaged me last week. Remember we were doing a little fraud trail? She messaged me and asked if we want to continue. I was really like, man, we all forgot about Mayor Adams. But if y'all want, we can bring her on here and we can grill her with them tough questions because, you know, I'm not going to tiptoe around anything. But this is a state, baby. Donald, you better figure it out. You better figure it out. Putin got a lot of stuff on his hands. He losing to, oh, don't worry. I got something for you. We're going to talk about that next.
There is no immunity for that. And you actually can still bring those claims while a president is a sitting president. Like that case can go on. But that Clinton v. Jones doesn't show up at all in this letter. It's 4 pages. He cites a lot of case law. None of it relates to the fact that this is a civil case and it is different from the others.
So what do you think James does?
I think she laughs. She gets a good laugh this Thanksgiving Eve. I mean, maybe she responds to it, but it's clearly a, hey, this is nonsense. We're not dropping anything. And by the way, he's asking for the entire case to be dismissed. So Donald Trump was one defendant in this case, but this was a case against other family members. Mm-hmm. This was a case against Trump's businesses, right? Like this was not just against Donald Trump. So the idea that that Tish James should just drop the entire case against everybody is, you know, just again, laughable.
So this request for dismissal, it was sent by John Sauer, who, as you know, is Trump's pick for Solicitor General. Just how unusual is that?
I mean, but this is why it's also, the letter is a love letter to Donald Trump. He talks about the fact that, you know, he's the most successful developer in all of New York City. This is a historic election victory. I mean, all the kind of flattery that's in here that, I mean, that's why he was picked. I mean, this is what Trump does. It's kind of not just the law, but all of his picks. You have to be, you know, kissing the ring. You have to be somebody who flatters him. And that's how you get into his orbit. And he really sees, I think, the Department of Justice and the Solicitor General and all of these legal positions really is people who are going to be his lawyers, focused on his, not the interests of the public, but his own. And that is very, very dangerous and something we've never seen before.
Well, perhaps at that point, I mean, he has said he's willing to take this case all the way up to the Supreme Court. What happens then?
I mean, again, I think the Supreme Court precedent here is pretty clear, at least with respect to this case. But, you know, with the Supreme Court, who knows? I mean, I think we all also thought that there wouldn't be complete, you know, immunity for criminal prosecution for official acts. And, you know, that was a very surprising decision.
Oh, man. Well, that's what's going on there. Of course, they're going to try to drag it out, take it up to the Supreme Court. At that point, we got to see how they're going to do. But there is no immunity for that because that was before he became president. And now we're about to go down the trail of everything that Donald J. Trump is backpedaling on because he made some promises when he ran in, well, let me tell you something. Those promises, which we already knew, weren't going to come true. Let me see. DeMarcus said John F. Kennedy was crooked. I mean, every president's crooked in some aspect, but he wasn't running any fraud. He wasn't keeping classified documents.